Did you know that in Life is Strange Season 1 Episode 5, if you incorrectly enter the code at this door 50 times, Max will break the fourth wall?
I'm going to make the designers pay for all these bullshit code puzzles.
Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details. Make sure to leave your suggestions in the comments down below, and if you're feeling extra kind, please consider clicking subscribe if you haven't already. As always, a huge thank you to my wonderful Patreon backers and YouTube channel members for their awesome support. To learn more, click the link in the description. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Now, in the last episode of this series, I shared some of my favourite idle animations from the superhero-filled block-breaking adventure game, and just as I asked, you guys suggested a few more. Like I've said before, I love idle animations in video games, so if you know of any that you think are worth sharing, please let me know in the comments. Next up is Saints Row 2. Now, Saints Row 2 is no stranger to this series, with its last appearance being as recent as episode 133, where we danced the night away. Well, today's Saints Row 2 detail isn't going to blow your socks off, but I think it's really cool. The sound made when changing the in-game radio station to another station is different depending on the age of the car. For example, here is a relatively new car. Here is the sound heard in a kind of old car.
Funk 98.
And here is the sound a really old car makes. Like I said, this detail isn't the most mind-blowing detail that I've ever shared. I mean, who pays attention to the sound made when switching radio stations? But personally, I think it's really cool. Next up is the excellent Fallout 3. Now, something that I've always been fascinated by are Rube Goldberg machines. For those of you that don't know, a
噂が広まり始めている。まずは周辺で情報収集しよう。
うちのとっておきを食らえ。
Rube Goldberg machine is a chain reaction type contraption designed to perform a usually mundane task. Well, you can find one of these machines in Fallout 3, but the task it performs is anything but mundane. At the Gold Ribbon Grocers, you can find this. So standing on the pressure plate will cause a chain reaction to happen, resulting in a body falling from the ceiling. Now this body was hiding missiles and a mini nuke, so I guess we should be thankful that the fall didn't blow us up. The other Fallout 3 detail isn't as intricate, but personally I think it's even smarter. The Enclave base can be found at Raven Rock, and it's kind of what you'd expect from a military base. Of course, an army isn't much use if they're hungry, so at the base you can find a mess hall. Again, it's what you would expect of military dining quarters, but there is one big design flaw. You see, the floor of the hall is grated, meaning it's very easy to drop things in between the gaps, with next to no hope of getting them back. For proof of this, look under the floor and you can see all of the lost knives and forks that have been dropped during dinner time. Like I said, I think that this detail is brilliant. I don't know many other developers who would pay this much attention to the little things. Up next is Max Payne 3. Now, Max Payne 3 is another game that has appeared loads of times in this series before, but today's detail highlights the more thoughtful side of Max. In most games, when you die, you get the customary game over screen, you select reload checkpoint, and you're back in the action. Max Payne 3 is the same, though there is one level in the game where that isn't entirely true. During the nightclub level, if you refuse to give chase to the kidnappers and instead wait on the dance floor, this will happen.
This was useless. I'd been drinking since breakfast and I'd only gotten up at lunchtime. I had about as much chance of finding them as I did of waking up tomorrow full of the joys of spring. Was lost. The last time I'd been in a nightclub, it was in a different century, and I'd left head first out of the back door with a foot up my ass. The girls were gone, and so was I.
So Max will deliver a brief monologue before the usual fail screen hits. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is the only time in the game where Max does this, but if you know of any others, I'm happy to be proved wrong. Next up is Apex Legends. Now, I've said before that one of the best parts of Apex are the crumbs of story you sometimes come across when playing a game. A good example of this can be found at Rampart's big Mord. If you head inside, you can find a mural on the wall, and if you ping it, each character will have a unique line of dialogue. Here are just some of my favourites.
Oh. Wow. We look... I told Ramya that wasn't my good side. And that collar doesn't work on me at all. Let's move on.
Rascals. Geniuses. And the occasional loon. I can't think of a better description of family than that.
What? No motion blur? Come on, Ramya, that's just insulting.
You know, if she's giving me a monobrow again, I'm just... Oh. Huh. I look good. Thanks, Ramya.
When Papa passed, I thought I'd spend the rest of my life alone. I was wrong.
Now, I don't know if there are any other map locations like this one, but if you do, please let me know in the comments. Right, let's end today's video with the excellent Cyberpunk 2077. First up is the perfect way to ruin a funeral. During the Jeopardy gig, you are tasked with breaking into a funeral home, but unfortunately it's very full of angry enemies. Now, according to Cyberpunk, funerals in the future will have holograms of whoever died just standing there, looking all creepy and stuff. Well, we can use this hologram to our advantage, as if we hack it, this will happen. I mean, in a world full of hackers and cybercriminals, who thought that dead people holograms were a good idea? The final detail for today's video is a detail that I cannot believe I've never covered before. At the beginning of the game, V's partner Jackie dies. This isn't a spoiler, by the way, it was all over the game's marketing. Well, if you'd like, you can say a final goodbye. If you call Jackie's phone after his death, this will happen.
This number is temporarily unavailable. Please leave a message.
Jack, I got no clue where you are. What happened to you? It all got so fucked up. If you're there somewhere. Fuck. What am I doing?
So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then a like is really appreciated. Be sure to subscribe for more Easter eggs and details from your favourite games. If you are still listening, let me know, because I honestly think that people don't watch this far, and I will speak to you all soon.
One thing that has always terrified me is YouTuber meetups, because they can basically go any way. They can be very well constructed, or they can be an absolute mess. And today I will be talking about the latter, with the situation with one of the biggest Twitch streamers, Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat. I meant to say Kai Cenat. Now, if you don't know who Kai Cenat is, he actually recently broke the record for the most subs gained in a single subathon, dethroning even Ludwig. And Kai's streams have always been very impromptu. It's usually people walking into the room, people he calls up. Like the one time he called up Ice Spice.
9,000 people here, you're not famous?
Nah, cause that's you, like you famous, like, so you bring the crowd out. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I was never a famous type.
I like with less than like 1,000 followers.
Oh yeah, I don't even. That's not even my count for real. Like,
nah, 1,000 is beast. I like with less than like 10K.
Now, Kai is quite an adventurous individual, and he had a very nice idea to give back to the community. Why don't I do a giveaway of free PlayStation 5s to my fans? Now, this is the bit where I'd say the PS5 has no games, despite me wearing a PlayStation shirt, but to be fair, there is Call of Duty and FIFA, so there's 2 games. Now, Kai did like a fan meetup for the giveaway, and he basically just said, let's go down to Manhattan, New York, and do the giveaway. I want to keep in mind, his fan base are enormous, million. Now, you can imagine what the response would be to a fan meetup with absolutely no preparation whatsoever, no event organizing, no planning, no queues, not even any security. It was complete carnage and basically almost shut down New York for the entire day. And he's now being charged with 2 counts of inciting a riot and also unlawful assembly, as when he did the giveaway, thousands of people descended to Union Square in New York. Apparently as well, the NYPD made 65 arrests, and out of 30 of them, they were Zoomers. The event was unpermitted and not sanctioned, and rapidly grew to thousands of young people who Madory said attacked officers instead of complying with orders to leave. The chief implored parents to step in. It's like, okay, Kai Cenat fans, your mum's calling you for alphabeti spaghetti. You got to wrap it up. There's no PlayStation. So Kai kind of realized there was absolutely no security. There was no setup. There was no planning. There wasn't even the little rope barriers that you get at airports to stop people queue jumping that are probably going to queue jump anyway. So he took off. He got in his SUV and he tried to leave. But even here, they are trying so desperately hard to get on top of that SUV. You've even got people inside the SUV, Kai's friends, pushing people off the top. It's insane. And they're just giving them absolutely no room to leave. Also, I like to point out the fact that Fox, I'm not sure why, they sped this clip up to 2 times speed. So it looks like one of those like reaction memes with like the top text, those Instagram memes that everyone yoinks. Me on my way to 7-Eleven. There's even one point here as well where Kai manages to finally escape. He takes off and they just chase him. Like the 300 of Leonidas's Spartans. It is insane. And then you can see them going up the road here. And I think at one point, one of them actually falls off. Like, he's okay, he's uninjured. But, like, it's so dangerous to do that. It's crazy. Yep, there you go, falls off. But still, you have people on their mopeds chasing him. Chasing him. That is insane. Also, unfortunately, at the meetup, you had a lot of degenerates, the kinds of people that go around and just ruin everyone else's day for absolutely no reason. There was some fights, there was some police arrests, and also at one point, there were people like just breaking into the back of like delivery trucks, stealing produce from the back. Nothing to do with Kai, by the way. There was no challenge where Kai said, if you rob the back of a fresh direct truck, that gives you a 10% increase to get the PS5. That was never said. But still, people are going to do it. The problem is, this happens time and time again. It's herd mentality. If you see someone rob the back of a truck or dance on top of a car, you think, okay, that guy's a loser. He sucks. But when there's hundreds of people watching you, you've almost got your own Twitch audience. You've got your own clout. And then people filming you, you think, okay, I can't act like a bitch boy on camera. I got to, like, you know, man up a little bit. Manning up being, you know, committing petty theft. There's some more examples here as well. Like some of the Kai fans just jumping on top of this car, throwing cones at it. Like that's hilarious. Lamau, I'm actually laughing. Like these people, like this is not Kai's car, by the way. This isn't one of Kai's fans. They're just dancing around on someone's car, and you might think, okay, they're doing a little dance. They're doing a little dance. It's fine. Well, there's someone completely ruining the sunroof, the top of the car. You've got the guy. Gee, look at this setup here, bro. I gotta move the camera for this one. I'm putting effort into this slap. Look at this here. He got the goddamn DSLR and then the phone on top. This guy's making like a war documentary or something. God damn. So yeah, you've got these people here just being assholes, but again, like because they're being filmed, they're not going to stop. It's herd mentality. If you saw one guy doing that in public and no one was around, you'd probably think, okay, he's probably on drugs or something. But here, it's almost like it's allowed. Like people are clapping, they're applauding. And here as well, someone's, you know, using the car as a trampoline and then just completely ruins the windshield, which is probably gonna, like, I don't know, like, to anyone who's American that watches, I don't know if you've heard of auto glass repair, auto glass replace. They ain't fixing that, believe me. There's even one point where the NYPD had to give a press statement, and they are talking about Kai Cenat like he is a level 5 Godzilla threat. Like they need to deploy the Transformers to take him down or something.
Became aware of a crowd forming in Union Square. It was quickly determined that an influencer was posting on social media about showing up to Union Square and was encouraging all of his followers to come to the park. There was some posts also about giving away some gaming systems.
I like how it's just classic boomer. The fact that they call a PS5 a gaming system. I mean, if they called it a no gaming system, I'd kneel, but like that.
At approximately 3 p.m., the post went viral, and thousands.
The post went viral from the influencer.
Thousands of people began to arrive at Union Square. Soon the park and the surrounding streets were overrun with people.
It wasn't people, it was Zoomers. Like, okay, let's get that fact straight. These were not fully grown adults. These were little children. They were not adults.
Obstructing both vehicular and pedestrian traffic. The NYPD responded by calling a mobilization in response to the large crowd. As the crowd,
I do want to say the fact that it's the cops in New York, the fact that they didn't fire tear gas grenades at the children, that is amazing. I genuinely expected that. Maybe some flashbangs as well.
The crowd grew, so did our mobilization. The crowd was swarmed when the influencer finally arrived at the park. Individuals in the park began to commit acts of violence towards the police and the public. There was a construction site within the Union Square Park, and people broke into the park and they began to throw articles that belonged to the construction site: paint cans, bottles, rocks. You had people walking around with shovels.
You had people walking around with shovels that were trying to find diamonds in Minecraft. But yeah, overall, it is just a crazy situation. Obviously, if you do any kind of meet and greet, you know, get the proper setup for it. Get security, get an event organizer. Like me, for example, between the 7th and 10th of September, you can meet me at Insomnia Birmingham at the NEC. That is Birmingham in the UK, not Birmingham, Alabama, because I don't know why I would go there. Also, at that event, I'm actually doing some exclusive merch, like this little cap here that says based on it. You want a cap that says base? Of course you do. We got t-shirts as well, some exclusive posters. I've started doing this, but there's a link in the description for like every Pyro Live video leading up to the event where you can just, you know, buy a ticket. Like to see me, it's free. You just need to pay to actually get into the venue. So yeah, feel free to stalk and harass me at that event. Also, to wrap up the video, quick little mention to all the people that are like members of this live stream channel. I am going to start live streaming again soon, very consistently. I'm sorry, there's been like a huge break. I kind of got caught up with main channel videos, and I know that Cruelty Squad took like 8 months to make. I kind of want to get the main channel videos out every month or so. Basically, streaming was taking away from main channel work, but now I'm in like a good level where I'm balancing it out. So I will be streaming again soon, so the money won't be wasted, only mostly. But yeah, what's the moral of today's story? Kai Cenat shouldn't have shot an RPG in his living room.
Hey guys, my channel has been demonetized. I will leave a video link under the description if you're interested. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. Enjoy the rest of the video.
What was that noise?
That's a furry, bro.
Of course you think I should have been made.
还是我们就直接是对秀，然后直接拉杯，下一场就知道了。
secondo me lo dire. Un con il 5 dall'1 e vabbè.
Got a mic.